Hey everyone, I am Legacy, and this is Experimentation Story 1, The Mirror. This is another game that I have been able to get for a free review, and this is made by the same people that made Sunlight Scream, so I'm excited. Steve, oh come on. I slammed my fist hard against the wall, trying to make the sharp pain distract me. It didn't do much, so I struck again. Are you alright? So they'd heard me, even from downstairs. I cursed quietly and flopped down on the bed, not dignifying her with an answer. It's hard to call me a balanced person, but today was a crash test of my nerves. First, I got in a fight in college. It's not the first time, but this time it wasn't an empty case. I stepped in for the girl. She had a fight with her boyfriend, that jerk, and my inflamed sense of justice played a cruel joke. We beat each other to the blood, but instead of gratitude, she only took pity on him, and they got back together. But now I am threatened with expulsion, because I do not have such rich parents who can get away with it. And at dinner, instead of taking my side, my father only scolded me, and my mother only agreed with him. I had to stop eating and go upstairs. Can you call yourself honest if the world is unfair, and you play by its rules? Annoyed, I dialed the number of my only friend. I wanted to go for a walk with him, but even if he refused me today, saying he had some business to attend to. Do you think my problems are far-fetched? Sometimes I have thought about it myself, but every time I have come to the conclusion that only the person himself can determine the significance of the problems for himself. And when someone says, "I wish I had your problems," it's nothing but showmanship and self-importance. Today, I was decidedly not in the mood to dialogue with my parents. Playing on the computer was not something I wanted to do, and the outing is screwed up. I stood up and walked over to the large mirror that stood in the corner of the room. Some relatives gave it to our family a long time ago. I wasn't interested. And now it naturally stands in my room where there is nowhere else to put it. I hadn't used it since, and I'd forgotten it even existed. The bruise was still under my eye. That jerk got more. I think I broke his nose. He was crying like a girl. Where is my life going? A shaggy-haired guy with stubble, angry eyes, and flushed cheeks looked back at me from the mirror. I seemed more angry with myself than with anyone else. The mirror was so dirty, it had a layer of dust already imprinted on it. I brought my finger up to rub it, but instead of the expected hard surface, it was soft. What the hell? Like viscous jelly, I was able to press down on the mirror, and my fingers sank into it. Ooh. It enveloped me, sucking me deeper and deeper inside. I've had enough. I tried to pull my fingers out, but surprisingly, the mirror wouldn't let go. The wrist was already inside the thick consistency. It was cold, like shoving your hand into a snowdrift. That's definitely no good. I jerked my hand as hard as I could. To my horror, nothing happened. It was only sucked in harder. The hand was inside, already up to her elbow, her shoulder, and completely gone. Mom! Mom! Dad! Somebody! Panic grew, and I screamed with all my might. I don't know if anyone downstairs heard me or not, but the mirror had already reached my head. I breathed in with all my lungs, squeezed my eyes shut. Darkness engulfed my whole body. I felt a chill all over my body and some kind of downward pull. However, the sensation suddenly stopped. I was afraid to open my eyes, but soon my lungs were burning, and I opened my mouth and inhaled. Nothing. I think I'm alive. I slowly opened my eyes. Phew, the same room. I stand in front of the mirror, red as a lobster, trying to catch my breath. Another flight of fancy, nothing new. I walked over to the mirror and brushed the dust off the hard surface, leaving a greasy trail. Something seemed strange, but I couldn't figure out what it was. Ooh. This fierce obsession sobered me immediately, and I decided to have lunch after all. I went downstairs, and my parents were in the kitchen watching TV. Wonder if this is like a Coraline type situation? Would be interesting. I hope I didn't scare you with my screaming. My parents jumped up on the spot and looked at me in amazement. Screaming? Did something happen? I didn't hear anything. When did you get back from college? I thought you were still in class. No, you and I were talking when I got back. I also refused to eat. My parents looked at each other excitedly. My mom came over and touched my forehead. It's a little hot, but it shouldn't be feverish. Are you sure you're not sick? Why don't you lie down? I'm not sick. What's the matter with you? I'm not crazy. I was here half an hour ago telling you about college. What's that? A bruise? You got in a fight? Yeah, I don't get it. You know, I'd better go for a walk. Without waiting for an answer, I stormed out of the house. I'm not crazy, am I? I distinctly remember coming back. Our conversation. And could there be insanity in two parents at once? Everything outside was strange, too, as if it were artificial. I looked at every little thing, but I couldn't figure out what was going on. Maybe I really was sick. Immersed in my thoughts, I stepped out onto the road and felt something pulling me backwards. Just then, a car whizzed by in front of us. Kyle! My best and only friend. Hey, buddy. I see you've had enough of life, huh? At least look around. Yeah, I kinda looked. That car was traveling in the opposite direction altogether. Not according to the rules, but thank you. What were you talking about? What the hell is that jewelry under your eye? When did you get that? Yeah, about that. Look, why are you even here? You refused to go out when I asked you. You? Invited me? You're not sick? You seem strange today. I've heard it too many times lately, but I remember exactly what it was. Maybe dreamed? Came home from college tired and dozed off. It happens to me. But in order to catch such glitches, of course, there has not yet been. Yeah, you're right. It's only the reasonable explanation. So you don't mind taking a walk? Of course not. I don't have anything to do until tonight anyway. We walked around for a few hours, aimlessly hanging around the city. In the evening, we went to a fast food restaurant for a burger. It wasn't until I got to the menu side that I noticed the text. It was unreadable. Looking more closely, I realized that the text had been flipped backwards. Kyle, what the hell is this? What are you talking about? Some new burger I don't know about? Oh man, I already ordered. No, I mean the lettering. What did they do to them? What's wrong with them? Well, sort of, they're flipped the other way. Unem, Akat, Roy, Rejo. What's that? Steve, you're scaring me. You can't read, or what? You're not taking anything? I lowered my gaze to Kyle's tattoo on his left forearm. It was on his right. Oh, everything's opposite? Backwards? My eyes went black. Without saying anything, I turned to leave and ran out of the building. I realized what had been stressing me out all this time. As I looked around, I realized that the whole world was reflected. Cars were traveling in opposite lanes. All the lettering was upside down. Even the setting sun was hanging in the east. I felt sick and started to vomit. Instinctively, I ran home, unable to see the road. What happened? Was the mirror real? Had I been sucked into it? So what now? Am I in some kind of mirror world? If so, how do I go back? When I touched it, it was really solid. I ran up to the house, but stopped short when I saw who was coming in the front door. It was me, only mirrored. A copy of me walked into the house, probably about to tell me how I spent the day. I can see now. A copy of me walked into the house, probably about to tell me how I spent the day. I can see why the parents reacted so strangely. The panic was growing stronger by the second, but what am I supposed to do now? Where do I go? They won't even let me go home, or they'd send me to a mental institution or a prison. I had no options at all, so I went wherever I was going, trying to realize what was happening. I lost track of time when I stopped at a familiar house. Maya went to college with us, but she was known as Witch. She was bullied for her interest in the occult, which she took too seriously. So subconsciously, this was my last hope. I rang the doorbell. A red-haired girl looked out the window, and then appeared on the threshold. Perplexity was red on the face, because we didn't even say a couple words at college to each other. Steve, is that you? What brings you here? Hey Maya, I need your help right away. Are you home alone? Alone? But why would I let you in? Are you trying to pull another prank on me? A prank? What? No. I mean, I don't know what's going on with you in this reality, but I've never directly hurt you. We haven't even really talked. In this reality, no, it's definitely a prank. Swear if it's not. Oh my god, come on. Can't you see I'm not in the mood for jokes? Let me in quickly. Alright. Take it easy. Come on in, but take your shoes off. I quickly slipped in behind her. She had a small house, but it was clean and cozy, not unlike mine. It didn't look like our witch's hideout. Ooh, witchy. I like it. I thought as we made our way to her private room, a few skulls, some stones, books with incomprehensible text, tinctures. The spicy odor of candles hit my nostrils as soon as I entered the room. Ugh, this is exactly how I envisioned your place. I wouldn't be rude if I were you. You're the one who needs help. You're the one who's desperate enough to come to me. You're right. I'm sorry. It's just been so overwhelming. So are you going to tell me what happened or not? If you're like our Maya, you should at least listen to me. Maybe even believe me. The girl sat down in a chair with a prepared cup of tea and stared at me silently. Anyway, I'll tell it like it is. Just don't freak out and try to kill me. I had the worst day of my life today. But things are still within the bounds of normalcy until I touched the mirror at my house. I can't remember where I got it from anymore. Someone gave it to us a long time ago, but the point is, I never used it. It just so happened that I touched it and got sucked inside. I know it sounds weird, but that's what happened. Then I found myself in the same world, but in a mirror image. At first I didn't understand what had happened, and took it for a vision. It's pretty much like us here, only mirrored. Let's say our Maya is right-handed, and you're left-handed, judging by the way you're holding the cup. So here we go. I expected a reaction, but it was as if the girl wasn't embarrassed at all. And how's it going? How's what? Transition. You said you were sucked in. How did you feel when you were inside the mirror? Seriously? Is that all you care about? Okay, that was cold. Scaldingly cold. Like being dropped in a winter snowdrift and pulled inside. I tried to get free, but it clung to me and wouldn't let go, like quicksand. The more I resisted, the more I was sucked in. Okay. Interesting. You're definitely more crazy Maya than ours. And what, all the people here are exact replicas of people from your world? Exactly. First I talked to my parents, who were surprised I was already back from college. Then I went for a walk with Kyle. I ran away from him when I saw all the signs upside down in the restaurant. And when I got home, I saw myself walking into the house. I just didn't know where to go. Please, you have to believe me. The girl finished her drink and picked up one of the books from the floor, flipping through the pages thoughtfully. This mirror. It looks something like this? Hell yeah, that's it. I'm not sure about all the patterns, but the general shape is the exact same. I need to know for sure. All right, so be it. You know what's wrong with me? There's mention of him here. The mirror can transport to alternate worlds, as you said, if its owner is in severe mental distress and wishes with all his soul to change his life. It gives him a reflection of reality where many things are reversed. I mean, it's really happening. I haven't lost my mind. Definitely not. I believe you. What am I supposed to do now? How do I go back? So you want to go back? What am I supposed to do here? My life here is lived by a completely different person. All my acquaintances know not me, but that other me. But you're so dissatisfied with life, you could start over, run away somewhere. No, definitely not. I want my life back. I want my life back. I like my life. Maybe not always, but it's mine. A good attitude. It's one of the 3 components you'll need to get back. But you only have 1 day. 1 day? How's that? And then what? And then you will stay in our world forever. The way back will be eroded and sealed. No. This is all kind of nonsense. You said it's one of the components. And the other 2? The second is a special potion that will ease your transition and help keep your mind and body intact. I have all the ingredients. I can make it now within an hour. And the third thing I need is the mirror itself. The mirror itself? And how do I get it to you? I have no idea. It'll be nightfall soon enough. Sneak into your house, get the mirror, and bring it here. Are you crazy? Even if I drag it out, how am I supposed to steal it? I don't know. It's your house. If you don't want to go, don't go. Then you'll stay here forever. Damn it. All right, I'll get you a mirror. You prepare the potion. I'm not going to stay in this world. As you wish. Don't take too long. It's a good story so far. It had long since gotten dark outside. I got dressed and left the witch's house. I jogged towards my house. Would I be able to steal from myself? If this Steve's routine is the same as mine, he should have gone to bed by now. Just like the pseudo-parents. As I approached the house, I made sure that the lights were indeed off everywhere. The house keys. I'd forgotten to take them. I guess it wouldn't be a good idea to show up in the middle of the night. I'd have to climb in unconventional ways. From the side of the house, I was able to reach the second floor window to my room. I had practiced before, when I was on house arrest as a kid and had to sneak out of my room to go for a walk. So, like a professional thief, I reached the window and quietly opened it. Trying not to make any noise, I climbed inside and found myself in my room. My eyes slowly adjusted to the darkness. I looked down at the bed and almost shrieked. It was me sleeping on the bed. It was expected, of course, but the sight of it horrified me. Next to the bed, there was that unfortunate mirror. Take it quietly and get out. But how would I get outside? In principle, it could fit through the window, but that would be very inconvenient. And how to get downstairs with it, I didn't think about that. I tiptoed over to the mirror and put both hands around it. It wasn't so heavy that it was uncomfortable not to hold it. And then the bed creaked. I was stunned and frozen in place. My heart sank into my heels as I looked at the bed. My clone was sitting on it, staring at me with burning eyes. We stared at each other for a few seconds, shocked at what we were seeing. Then he jumped up and shouted at the whole house, pointing at me. Thief! Thief! There's a thief in the house! Evans. Oh my god, that's so funny. Fun fact, mom and dad are just mom and dad. I think I'm funny. Wait, let me explain. But it was too late. The evil clone lunged at me. I was just in time to put the mirror away when he came at me and started hitting me. I tried to defend myself, but the clone was clearly stronger than me, even without some supernatural strength. A couple of blows knocked the breath out of my chest, and then I flew off to the other side of the room. Wait, I'm not a thief. I can explain everything. I'm you. But the enraged clone didn't even listen to me. He lifted me up into the air and started slamming me against the cupboard. Is he out of his mind? Adrenaline rushed through my head, and I kicked him in the jaw with a powerful knee strike. He jerked back in surprise, and then I slammed my fist into him again, sending him to the floor. There wasn't much time to act. I rushed toward the mirror, but at the last moment, the clone lying there tripped me, and I flew straight into the mirror at full speed. There was a sharp rattling sound. The mirror shattered into pieces, and with it, my last component. My last chance to come back. Crap, 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 it's gone! I jumped to my feet and pushed the bewildered clone aside, almost jumped out the window. I don't know how I got to the ground without breaking a bone or two, but my feet were carrying me down the street. Back to Maya. Where else am I supposed to go? Do I have a choice? She can think of something. No, she has to think of something. I ran without stopping until I was on her doorstep. The door was unlocked. Maya, are you there? Something's bad. Reacting to the screams, the girl came downstairs. Steve, you're back in a hurry. Where's the mirror? I'm telling you, everything's bad. The mirror's gone. It's broken. How? How did it break? That's it. Just like that. What am I supposed to do now? I don't know. I told you it was necessary. All right, well, think. Is there another mirror just like it? There's more than one, right? Even if there is, time is running out. It's going to be impossible to find him. Wait, do you hear that? There were voices outside. They were getting closer. I can hear it. The voices sound familiar. I looked outside. I was stunned by what I saw. Mom, Dad, Kyle, and me. They all walked together in my direction, as if zombified, repeating over and over, "Leave our world, leave our world, be gone, be gone." Gradually, the other people began to join them, coming out of their homes and joining the procession. I slammed the door shut and bolted it. I don't understand. It's like they're zombies. Is this how it's supposed to be? I have no idea, but it's definitely not normal. I'm betting because he saw himself, that triggered this, I guess? Oh. They had already reached the house and began to bang on the door. "Upstairs now, my room." Yeah, but what's next? My heart was beating like crazy. What were they going to do to me? Torture me? Kill me? Burn me? The option that they would just help me get back somehow did not occur to me. We went up to the witch's room and locked it up, too. It won't buy us much time. Where is there somewhere to hide? I doubt it, but I'm in no danger, so you're the only one to need to hide. I started pacing around the room, looking for any clue. The far side of the room was hidden by a curtain. When I opened it, I saw the same mirror. It had been here all this time? Maya, what is it? Do you have it too? Oh, what? What are you talking about? Oh, holy Satan. What is it? I didn't have it. It was just junk, nothing else. And this is just like it, just like in the book. People had already broken down the door to the house and they were starting to go upstairs. Be gone! Be gone! Be gone! Okay, whatever. It's the same mirror, right? Can we do this ritual of yours with it? Transition. In theory, yes. I don't know who put it there, but it could work. It's the only option you have anyway. Are you sure you want to go back? What the heck do you think? I'm about to be torn apart in here. I'd give anything to have my life back. All right, then drink this. She gave me a bitter potion, but I drank it completely in a gulp. Well done. Now you have to focus on how much you want to come back, and go ahead and touch it. They've already started breaking the door down. The poor latch won't last much longer. I tried to focus all my thoughts not on the possible consequences that would befall me if I delayed even one moment, but on my past life. How insignificant those problems seemed to me now when I reached the full zen. I touched the mirror, and nothing happened. My fingers hit the card hold surface. Inside the mirror, a frightened, desperate young man stared back at me. It's not working, Maya. The girl stared at me in horror. She couldn't say anything, sharing my despair, but unable to help. Maya, please, I don't want to die. I want to live. And then I felt the surface begin to change. My fingers dipped inside, feeling the familiar chill. There was a ripple all over the mirror. At that moment, the door to the room was kicked open and a crowd of people piled in with burning eyes pointing fingers at me. Be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone. Maya got in their way, trying to hold them back, but they just pushed her aside with numerous hands. And those hands were reaching for me. I hope she'll be okay, but I have to go home. When you get into your world, find me. Maya shouted one last time as I ducked into the mirror. It would have taken a few seconds for reaching hands to catch up with me. What would have happened then? Best not to check. I feel like she's the one who gave him the mirror if she's got a twin of the mirror, honestly. This time I didn't hold my breath or close my eyes, but there was still darkness all around. Had something gone wrong? Maybe I'm not in my world, but somewhere else? Hell? Space? Why is it so dark in here? Gradually my eyes adjusted, and I could make out the outline of my room. I'm in my house. It was just nighttime, so I couldn't see anything. The mirror was in its original place, as if nothing had happened. I decided not to push my luck, and didn't touch it again. I had to make sure everything was in its place. I switched on the light and opened the first book I could find. All the words were in the right order, from left to right. I did it! I'm back. Hell, tomorrow I'll go and thank Maya in this world. I don't know how, but we did it. Unable to contain my emotions, I ran downstairs. I heard a faint sound in the cabinet next to the kitchen. It was strange. Usually everyone was asleep at this time. Once inside, I found my mom there, sitting in the semi-darkness at the table. Without going into questioning, I just walked over and hugged her. Hey honey, what's wrong? Is everything okay? It's fine, Mom. Everything's fine now. I'm sorry I acted like that today. In fact, sometimes I act like, you know, a butthead. Mom grinned and stroked my head. Why else would you have kids? It's okay if you can draw the right conclusions from it. That's the most important thing. Would you like some herbal tea? Yeah, I think I need to calm my nerves. I sat down at the table and Mom went to pour the cup of tea. When she turned sideways, her earring on her left ear glinted in the dim light. Do you want 2 spoonfuls of sugar or 3? For me, the usual. Got it. But I drink tea without sugar. She must have known that. She had to. Mom, why did you move the earring? What do you mean, darling? Well, you usually wear it on your right ear. She stopped and put the cup down. Her grin showed in the dim light of the lamp. I felt uneasy. I threw a glance in the direction of the exit. My father was standing there, latching the door. What's going on? I don't understand. You didn't think you could escape so easily. I screamed as loud as I could. She held out her hands, which began to lengthen in size until they closed around my throat. What? The end? What? And everything's backwards now over here. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good. I like that. That's awesome. That is actually going to be the end of this episode. And I'll see you next time for episode 2, which will be... I'm not going to try to say the mirror backwards, but that's what it says. Adios. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.